Hi friends, it's Megan, and welcome to my very first Animal Crossing video and tour. I don't typically create Animal Crossing video content, but I knew I wanted to give this island a proper tour since I worked so hard on it and have a lot to say. Just a little background, my island is a result of over 1,200 hours of gameplay. It's called Undella, after the quiet town in Pokemon Black and White. And I also built this town without time traveling, so it's been a long time coming. So this is my third time revamping my island. I'm using the same theme as my last update, which I can best describe as an urban-inspired center with a resident countryside. I love the Stone City look just as much as traditional forest builds, so instead of choosing one theme over the other, I combined them. Before we get into it, let me first show you the map. It's nothing too intricate, but as you can see, it's half paved with some center rivers and a small lake. I have a pretty extensive amiibo card collection, so all of my villagers were scanned in that way. On my island, we have Daisy, Mac, Pashmina, Bonbon, Kitty, Kid, Bones, Wolfgang, Pecan, and Ellie. So to start, here's the entrance. I really love the in-game cobblestone path, especially the way it sounds when you run on it, so I use it quite a bit throughout this build. The first thing I had in mind when creating this island was having a land bridge that overlooked resident services. I loved the idea of being able to look down at the plaza below. I imagined my villagers and friends up here enjoying a snack and watching KK Slider's shows from above. The vision I had for this island was to have a sunken, enclosed resident services. I haven't seen anyone do that yet, and it seemed like such a fun idea. Here, my villagers can enjoy their lunch and catch a KK Slider show. Here's a fun fact. My current flag was scanned in from my New Leaf town of the same name, so it's very nostalgic to me. This flag is over 5 years old now, and I created it myself, which you could probably tell. Here's where the town center transitions to the resident countryside. We have Bonbon's house and Mac's house. Mac is my favorite jock villager, and his house resembles a log cabin, so I knew I wanted his house in the forest somewhere. I think all of the brown items tie it together pretty nicely. Continuing on, we reach the lakeside area. I've seen a lot of people build lakes on their islands, and I knew I had to have one of my own. Since I still like to fish, I wanted this lake to be as functional as possible, so it isn't too large, but it isn't exactly small either. I also wanted the view on the opposite side to be of houses, and Bones and Pashmina have similar houses, so I made them neighbors. Back at the entrance, if you go left instead of right, you'll reach the museum. Outside, you have plenty of space to sit and read, which was 100% Blather's idea. If you follow the path, you'll find our local bed and breakfast, where visitors can come and spend the night. I won't tour it in this video, but if you do visit, definitely go inside and check out all of the rooms, our loft suite, and the cozy dining area in the basement. I promise you it's worth it. If you go up this way, you'll eventually reach the campsite. To be honest, I always have trouble decorating my campsites, so this time around I kept its space pretty small and stuck it right beside the beach. If you do camp here, at least you get a pretty great view of this cliff-top lighthouse. If you keep going up this path instead, you'll find our little urban neighborhood. Kid and Wolfgang have similar houses, so I made them both neighbors and decorated this area with a lot of metal benches, lampposts, and dark stone planters. In the past, I've given my villagers a lot of yard space, but this time around, I wanted to experiment with decorating a very small area to focus more on the scenery around it. This way leads to an overgrown playground, I was really inspired by neighborhoods in New York City that have these little hidden, often unkempt park areas. I really wanted this section to be sandwiched between this other residential area where Kitty and Pecan live. It's just so quiet and peaceful to me here. In the past, this northernmost area of my map is usually terraformed with cliffs, so keeping it on the ground level was a new choice for me. I wanted to get a leveled view of the water here, so it feels like you're right on the ocean. And I decorated this walkway with lots of seating, lighthouses, black and white silos, and wind turbines. Daisy, my absolute favorite, lives here. I thought giving her a pretty ocean view would be sweet. Plus, I love how her house looks in this area. We're almost done now, but first, let's take a closer look at the houses opposite the lake. Bones and Pashmina also have limited yard space because I wanted them right on the water. Sometimes they will come sit right outside or fish, and when they do, it's the cutest thing. Finally, we've reached the road to my house. I love these diagonal bridges, so I always knew I wanted one leading up to my house. I wanted my living area to feel secluded and overgrown with plenty of plants and greenery. Back here, I have a small gardening area for breeding hybrids and a private lighthouse area for stargazing. Down this way, I built a private picnic area by the river for me to get some writing done. When designing this area, I literally asked myself, what would I want near my home in real life? And this is what I came up with: a typewriter, a blanket, and my dog by the river. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed this tour, and I hope you do decide to come and visit and check out all the areas for yourself. There is still plenty to see that I haven't shown in this tour. Please be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this, or leave a comment with your favorite area because I'd really love to know. I'll see you in Undella.